This one here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Whiteman Park Discovery Tour. We begin by paying respects to elders past and present, and acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of this land on which we are meeting, the Woro people. It is a privilege to be on Whadjuk country, part of the Noongar Nation that covers the southwest of Western Australia. Our short trip around Whiteman Park today will give you an insight into what you can see, do, and experience in the park. You can hop off the bus at any location, or stay on board to get a full appreciation of what is on offer. The tour returns to the Visitor Information Centre, so if you need more information or require leaflets, go inside and chat to one of our knowledgeable volunteers.
A little bit muffled, isn't it?
Yeah, well that might be because only one of the speakers is working.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'm guessing that's the reason why.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'm guessing we are privileged to be able to hear anything at all.
We are, yes.
Yes, consider yourself extremely lucky.
Yes, of course.
We're approaching Caversham Wildlife Park, which provides a fantastic opportunity to see Australian animals up close. Run by the Thorne family, Caversham moved to Whiteman Park in 2003 to give the wildlife park more space. It features about 200 species and more than 2,000 individual animals, birds and reptiles. This impressive collection makes Caversham Wildlife Park the largest privately owned collection of native wildlife in Western Australia, and prior to COVID-19, it attracted visitors from all over the world. A visit to Caversham Wildlife Park gives you a chance to learn more about the animals, take photographs with the animals, and support this family-owned attraction.
See, they're lining the tractors up already.
Oh, really? That's good.
Up here on the left is the Tractor Museum. The Motor Museum is coming up on the right-hand side of the bus. Tractors have played a huge role in the development of agriculture and certainly changed the lives and livelihood of farmers and people who worked on the land. Step inside the museum to find out more about tractors, engines and vintage trucks. Discover how Chamberlain Industries, a local tractor manufacturer based in Rosetree, contributed to the economic growth of the country. The highly regarded Australian-made Chamberlain tractors had a reputation for being reliable and are prized by farmers. Peep inside the settler's cottage to see how people lived in Western Australia's harsh climate, long before the benefits of electricity and air conditioning. Discover how a windmill, tank and gravity could supply a cottage or homestead with water. Electric vehicles are the future of motoring. They're better for the environment, are quieter than other motor vehicles, and will result in less air pollution, thereby reducing the strain on our health system. But did you know this technology has been around for over 100 years? In 1914, three solicitors from Sydney, Messrs. Allen and Hensley, imported three Detroit electric vehicles for their wives to drive around the city. That was at a time when horse and cart, bullock trains and bicycles was still the main form of transport. The Detroit could travel about 100 kilometres on a single charge. A tiller steered the car rather than traditional driving wheel, and there was no need to crank the car like other early motor vehicles. Mrs. Allen drove her vehicle until 1946. Step inside the Motor Museum to see WA's oldest electric car and many other makes and models. You can also see the 2014 Red Bull RB10 racing car, owned by Perth Formula One driver Daniel Ricciardo. This is the actual race car that Daniel drove to win his first ever Formula One race in Montreal, Canada. Not surprisingly, it's the museum's most popular exhibit. Place is an all-abilities play area for adults and children to enjoy. It encourages children to explore the natural world, nature's own play equipment. Trees, rocks, sand, water, stone, logs and branches are all part of the design. Natural elements and materials are cleverly integrated with the existing environment and specialized play equipment to create a world of wonder and adventure for everyone and anyone. The playground is supported by accessible amenities for all, a tram stop, aqua parking bays, and a changing places facility. A kiosk for tea, coffee and snacks located close by.
Well, no passengers. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's unfortunate, yeah.
Muscle Pool was once a shallow expression of the groundwater that lies beneath the surface. But in 1963, landowner Whiteman began to enlarge it to create the larger lake we see today. Mr. Whiteman landscaped the area and invited family, friends, neighbours and the wider community to enjoy the parkland. He later sold the land to the state government, and in recognition of his work, the whole area was named Whiteman Park. You can find out more about Lou Whiteman in the Whiteman Collection at Revolution's Transport Museum, which is a bit further down the track. Now we come to Muscle Pool train station. During the winter months, the Bennett Brook Railway operates a steam service from here. but diesel trains run throughout the year. The steam trains are not used during summer months due to fire risk. The station building itself has quite a history. It began life 280 kilometres east of Perth, in the farming town of Nungarran, where it was a traffic office. In those days, it had no passenger amenities and didn't have a raised platform. Its wooden structure made it unique because its contemporaries were made of brick.
We don't normally come in here.
Oh yeah.
They've changed the route.
Yeah.
So they want us to go over there.
Oh yeah.
I just brought you in just for old time's sake.
Oh, for old time's sake, that's good.
That recording was when we used to come in here, but the park decided that this was too confined. When there's a lot of cars here, it makes it very hard to manoeuvre the bus.
Okay.
So they want us to go into there.
Into the one. Yeah. This.
They created a new bus stop there.
Okay.
Having said that, with vehicles parked on the end,
Yeah.
it's very hard to get around without your back wheels going up the curb.
Yes, of course.
Well, we went in there at Christmas time for a family setup
Did you?
with my brother and that. Yeah, which Joshua should remember that one over there, Josh. We were in there with
Possibly.
Uncle Peter and his son.
Yeah. But that was back that way a little bit.
Now what happens here, if any very long vehicles park on the end here, what it means is, see there were bays there,
Yeah.
we got the park to block those off because we couldn't get around without the bus's wheels going up the curb and onto the, because there just wasn't enough turning space. The way the curb's lined up,
Yeah.
even now it's very, very close.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And this is where they've decided that the bus stop should be for Muscle Pool West now.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
It's interesting, you regularly see lots of people on Sundays having driving lessons in the park.
Do you?
Which is illegal, isn't it?
Well, I'm not sure. I think the roads in the park are gazetted public roads, in which case they can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll find that these are gazetted roads. So strictly speaking, if the speed limit says 40, if they wanted to put a radar gun on someone doing 60, then they've committed an offence.
Yes, yes.
Who, the police or the car drivers?
Yeah, you never see it. The park has rangers who can act, but they don't usually worry about speeding and just people doing stupid things.
Oh yeah.
But if someone gets killed, that'll be the end of it.
Well, that's right. That always happens.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. Which is a sad thing that it has to wait till that stage.
But how often do you see that is the case?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is where we had the dinner. At just here.
Okay.
Yeah, just here. Yeah.
Just can't bring it up in the box of the thing.
Yes, yes.
There are no trams at the moment, and there won't be for the next 6 weeks
Oh really?
because they're extending the tram line out to meet the new Whiteman train station.
Yes, of
There's
course.
no trams operating for a 2-month period.
Okay.
They hope to be back by the September-October school holidays. That's the plan if everything goes to
If
shit.
everything goes to plan, yeah.
Well, that would be where they make the money, isn't it? Really, during the school holidays.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they do all right most weekends too. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can believe that. Especially the lolly shop. That lolly shop's always popular.
The lady who owns the lolly shop has bought Pedal Play. She now owns Pedal Play as well, and she's moving the lolly shop up near Pedal Play.
Okay.
Wow.
That's the story as I understand it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they've been there a long time, haven't they?
Got your indicator on, you go right and you went left. That's good driving,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I know.
Indicator on, you go right and I go left. Oh, beautiful.
I
Yes.
wouldn't do that, would I, Josh?
No, of course you wouldn't, Dad. Although you have done that before.
I have, Josh.
Nearly half of the land at Whiteman Park is retained for wildlife conservation, providing a protected habitat for plant and animal species native to the area. Over 400 plant species have been identified in the park, including declared rare flora. If you would like to know more about shrubs and wildflowers, or what is flowering today, pick up a copy of our Wildflowers booklet from the Visitor Information Centre. Although flowers are most obvious during spring, there is almost always something flowering, and there is always something happening in the bush if you stop, look, and listen. We are now arriving at the Village Junction station, where you can catch the train or tram, or visit Revolution's Transport Museum. The Village Junction train station is the base for all passenger train operations conducted by the Bennett Brook Railway. It is also where you'll find the Party Coach, which is a popular venue for children's birthday parties. The Village Junction tram stop, operated by the Perth Electric Tramway Society. They have several rare and unique trams in their collection, including Tram 66. This was the last public tram to operate in Perth. On its last day of service in July 1958, over 2,000 people farewelled this much-loved tram and mode of transport. Will you ride on a piece of Perth's history today? Over time, changes in transport have reshaped communities and changed lives. Revolution's Transport Museum tells the story of those changes. Revolutions will open your eyes to the Western Australian experience. How we face the challenges of distance, place and time in a vast, fragile and sparsely populated land. This is also where you'll find the Whiteman Collection, as mentioned earlier. The Whiteman Collection is the transport heritage bequest of the park's namesake, Lou Whiteman. Who was Lou Whiteman and what was his legacy to the people of Perth? Stop off at the museum to find out more. Fencing Woodland Reserve. The fence you can see is a very special electric fence designed to exclude predators from Woodland Reserve. The reserve protects over 580 hectares of bushland and is a predator-free haven for threatened species. It is a world-class breeding facility for rare and endangered fauna of the state, including the critically endangered willowy, or brush-tailed bettong, as it's sometimes called. In addition to habitat protection and species renewal, Woodland Reserve is important for its role in promoting awareness and the plight of our native mammals. Join us on an evening tour to see rare and endangered animals and learn more about Whiteman Park's conservation efforts.
Cars now that the winners find up.
Yeah, true.
A lot of people thought, what are we going to do? Oh, let's go to Whiteman Park.
Have lunch.
Yes.
Yeah, have lunch at Whiteman Park. But you couldn't ask for a nicer setting. Nicer setting.
Thank you for coming along on the Discovery Tour. There's plenty more to learn about Whiteman Park and its many attractions. So if you have questions, please speak to one of our knowledgeable volunteers in the Visitor Information Centre. From here, you can walk to Caversham Wildlife Park by simply following the kangaroo markings on the footpath. An entrance fee is payable at the booth at the Wildlife Park. Or you could stay on the bus to go to one of the museums or Peter's Place. But if all this discovering has made you peckish, the cafe is located opposite the Visitor Information Centre, so pop in there for a bite to eat. Don't forget to check out the shops in the Village Mall. As you have discovered, there is plenty to see and do in Whiteman Park. Enjoy discovering.
Thank you very, very much.
No worries, you're more than welcome.
Got it all.
Got it all.